NTV has put up a story on how the slain UCU Dean of Students met her death. Let's watch.
You understand? Guilty, just like me, just like you. He was guilty.
On the 10th of February, Pamela Tumwebaze led a service during a community hour at Uganda Christian University in Koyoyo Hall. Her preaching focused on forgiveness. She told the congregation that for one to enter God's kingdom, one must learn to repent and forgive.
Because you want your sins to be forgiven, the same way you do what? You forgive others.
Tumwebaze, who had risen through the ranks, from an assistant lecturer to the director of students' affairs, had no idea that this was going to be her last day to appear in public and to serve the Lord, something she loved to do wholeheartedly. Also, during her previous sermons in chapel, she once shared with believers that she was once challenged by her children after telling them the importance of working towards going to heaven.
They said that for you to go to heaven, you have to die. It was a blow. I want to go on and tell you my emotions, but they told me that you have to die. Now, right as they are, completely right, I also need to emphasize to you that we shall die.
This is Gwafu Village, Goma Division, in Seta Mukono District. It is dotted with mainly red mat roofed houses. This is the home of the late Pamela Tumwebaze, the former director of Deans of Students at the Uganda Christian University. Recently, the police handed over the home to the relatives after combing it for every possible piece of evidence they could put together against the perpetrator of a murder that has left the family of the late with one mainly unanswered question: why was the humble, born-again Pamela killed? The NTV team was accorded access as we track the last 3 months of the late Pamela on earth. On the 11th of February, Pamela, who had separated from her husband about 10 years ago, went out for dinner with her 2 sons, and they returned home at around 10 p.m.
I couldn't recognize the voice of the guy.
At that time, they were living with their maid, a 20-year-old Sharifa Rantali. On that fateful night, after Tumwebaze and the children returned home, Sharifa did her night routine of checking everywhere to ensure there was no intruder in the house. Next to the children's room was a visitor's room where they always kept clothes after washing them. Rantali checked the room, but the bed had a duvet which ran up to the floor on the front side. However, when we pulled the bed cover off, there was a big space under the bed, and it is believed this is where the intruder hid.
You were employed for a week. You went in that room to check, and you didn't check under. Why?
Nothing, just...
You had never cleaned that room before?
Yeah, because no one was staying there.
So you never used to clean it?
Yeah.
For the 1 week you were here, you never cleaned that room?
I mean, why would she clean it?
I checked here.
Why would she even check?
There is nobody.
On that fateful night, after checking everywhere and confirming that the house was safe, Rantali went to her bedroom, which is next to the kitchen, and where the shoe racks for Pamela and the children are kept. She always kept all the keys for the main house doors in the gate. As she slept, she heard someone opening the door and switching on the lights. After switching on the lights, the assailant started looking for the keys, meaning he knew who used to keep the keys and where.
He was checking this drawer like this. Then when I put my head up like this, I said, he just said like this, where are the keys? I said, gave the keys to him. Then he was disguising himself with Aunt Pam's clothes, wearing Aunt Pam's jean dress.
The intruder shut the maid's room door and headed towards the kitchen door, which had 2 padlocks. After gaining full consciousness from sleep, Rantali wondered why her boss was going out at around 2 a.m., something she had never done.
I came here, I hold these shoes. I said, no, this is not Aunt Pam. I came out like this. I opened the door. He was here trying to open this door, this main door. I did like this. I started asking, who are you? How did you enter here?
The intruder told the maid that he was known to the late Tumwebaze and that she should come to the master bedroom to confirm.
Then he told me, you come and ask Aunt Pam. Aunt Pam knows me. Then he went, going to Aunt Pamela's room. Then me, I just stopped here because he was already inside there. I just stopped here. I said, no, Aunt Pam is not there. I'm not seeing Aunt Pam. I just did like this when I'm not seeing Aunt Pam. I said, no, I'm not going to enter there.
Did you try calling Pam?
Yeah, I tried. I called Aunt Pam, not responding. I said, no, I'm not going to enter there.
Why?
Why? Like,
Because that's
I
your
was
boss's
shocked, not like calling someone not responding. Then you're knowing that you opened the gate, he entered. Even you closed when he's inside.
So what did you see on the bed?
They were bed covers. Yeah?
Covering?
Yeah, covering moreover the bed.
Rwantale frantically ran to the kitchen to pick a knife to scare the intruder, who had no weapon and was only holding a pair of shorts in his hand.
Still there in Aunt Pam's room, I put these shoes there. Then I removed the knife here, and this was the knife I was holding. Then I came back like this. Was still in Aunt Pam's room. I came, I hold the knife like this. Then he told me, you enter, come and enter here, you see Aunt Pam. Aunt Pam knows me.
Opposite the Tumwebaze's room was the children's room, which was open. Rwantale entered and woke up Pamela's sons.
Guys, wake up. Do you know this guy? No. Do you know this guy? No. Which guy? Did you open for anyone when I'm sleeping? No. Then we went. I stood here. He tried he kept on trying to open the door. Then I told the kids, you go back. And Pam was lying here. This side was lying here. This side, bed cover up to his face.
In the meantime, when Rwantale was waking up the children, the intruder also went for a knife in the kitchen.
You got a knife from where?
From the other drawer I got this one from. Yeah. He just did like this. I told guys, let us go back.
Did he threaten you?
No. He didn't let me. He didn't threaten me, but I was just scared myself.
As the children went to their mother's bedroom to confirm, the assailant went to the kitchen door and started opening the padlocks. The children then went to their mother's bed to confirm if she was there or not.
They just put the bed covers like this. They told me mom is here. I said, you call her. You call your mom. You confirm that he's there and he's breathing.
So for you, why didn't you come to also call mom?
Yes. After that man getting out, I went back. I closed the door very well. Then I came back. I started calling Aunt Pam, not responding.
The intruder, after opening the padlocks, left the keys behind before fleeing. The intruder never hurt anyone, meaning he knew what he had come to do, and perhaps he was told not to hurt anybody else. All attempts were made to call and pull Pamela to see if she could respond, but she wasn't responding. The maid then asked the children to call police.
We first called the police, 999. Yeah.
The police responded immediately, but the maid failed to give them proper directions since she was new in the area. She then asked the children to call anyone else they knew, but they did not have airtime. Thus, using the maid's line, which had 200 shillings of airtime, only enough for beeping.
They were using your line?
Yeah, even the driver took long to respond because they were not knowing the number.
In a few minutes, the driver, who did not stay far from the late's home, arrived at the gate and started knocking. The shocked driver went straight to the boss's bedroom, and when she was not responsive, the maid dressed Pamela before she and the driver carried her to the car.
The driver carried Aunt Pam up to there. Then even me, I helped him. We went up to the car.
At this point, the two sons of the late, aged 13 and 10, joined in putting Pamela into the car. The two sons sat in the same car, and the driver drove to Namirembe Church of Uganda Hospital, where the doctors confirmed that Tumwebaze was dead. The driver then called relatives of the late, and Joseph Tumwebaze was one of the first people he called.
I found her children still in the car. They had delivered their mother to the hospital, probably hoping that she was not yet dead, hoping that she was still alive and she would get okay.
Upon arriving at the hospital, Joseph confirmed that Tumwebaze, his elder sister, whom he had just spoken to about 4 hours earlier, had died.
It was a shock, a total shock.
Pamela had a phone conversation with Joseph at around 10 p.m. and was attacked and killed at around 2 a.m., 4 hours later.
Had you ever heard Pamela saying maybe her life was in danger or intimating something like concerning her security, her life?
I was not aware of any active threat directly towards her.
Her death became part of the recorded homicides where the killers go for life, not property, leaving one question lingering in many relatives' minds. What was the motive? Tomorrow, we shall look at what transpired after the death of Pamela Tumwebaze. Sudhir Ruhanga, NTV.
Damn. Thanks to NTV, but yo, I feel for the boys, man. Growing up with my father and mother, as a boy, I understand that I was more close to my mother. Like, okay, that motherly love, The father, you're sort of like goofy. You like talk about football, you talk about wrestling, you talk about politics. But for mom, it's more of like, have you eaten? Like, do you want to sleep? Are you covered? Like there is that thing that the mom gives you that the father would never give you. The father is more of like, are your shoes polished? Have you ironed your clothes properly and stuff like that? It's more of like structure, and then for mom, it's more of like cuddly and stuff. So I feel for these young boys that they probably will never get that sort of like care ever again in life. But yeah, man, this looks like an inside job, and probably the person had a motive to just take out one person and not steal or try to harm anybody else. Hopefully, the boys will grow up and get to heal from this, but it doesn't look like it. You cannot heal from something like this. Is a horror. Like carrying her from her room all the way to the hospital, and you sit in the same car, she's not responsive. Like that whole thing kind of traumatizes you, and you would never really get to recover from it. Most especially happening to the person you love the most in the world, your mom. I'm sorry. See you in the next one.